Hey Star Fam, thanks for tuning in. We're here for another quick energy check-in with the Mystical Manga Tarot deck. So without further ado, let's have a quick look to see what's in the cards for my Star Fam. Okay, so the first card out was the Ten of Swords. So it looks like we're going through some kind of ending. This isn't always the nicest card to always get. As you can see, the imagery is a little bit striking, but it could be a situation where you might have been backstabbed by friends, coworkers, family members, perhaps. But again, it could also just signify the end of something happening. It could be thoughts coming to an end. You're finally deciding to put something to rest because swords are the cards of thoughts. So it could be the end of a way of thinking. It could be literally being stabbed in the back. Or it could be just the end of something happening, either a job, a relationship, because traditionally in the Rider-Waite deck, it's normally a person lying down on the floor with the swords stuck in their back. So, again, it depends on what the rest of the cards say. See if we can get a little bit more context into it. But it's definitely a painful ending to something. But again, something that you cannot heal from, because even though she's got all these swords in her back, she's still standing and looking forward to a new day, So let's have a look and see what else we could be dealing with, or see if we can get a little bit more context as to what was ending. If it is an ending, or if it was just a feeling of betrayal. Let's see. Whatever it is the end of, at least a good thing about this is that you're definitely not taking it lying down, so to speak, and you kind of, I want to say walking away from it with some measure of grace. Because again, even though she's got 10 swords in her back, she's still, walking away from whatever it was, whoever it was that did this to her and put her in this position. So if it is a situation where you have been betrayed by somebody that you love or trust, just remember that that's more of a reflection on them than it is of you. So, by all means, take the high road, because all this person did is show you who they are. So, keep your chin up and do walk away with grace as much as you can, because if you're worried about other people judging you, don't, because again, this says more about the other people and how they might have mistreated you. People people wouldn't see two people on the street and, one person's abusing the other, and they wouldn't think anything's wrong with the person being abused. If anything, they take issue with the person doing the abusing, right? So if someone has treated you wrong, you don't have to feel any shame. There's no shame in, if other people treat you badly. Again, you're not the one who is not acting right in this situation, so you don't have anything to worry about. But anyway, the next two cards to come out together were the Devil and the Queen of Cups. So, okay, I'm seeing a number of things here. The Devil card is generally about temptations. It's about addictions. Maybe not so great behavior. It could be lies. It could be deceit. But this is generally a card of addiction, because as you can see here, these people that the devil is enslaved down here, they can quite easily come out from underneath him, you know, and they could release themselves. Like, look, he's not even holding them particularly tightly or anything, they've got a lot of leeway on their chain leashes, right? But it's like they're, just happy to stay where they are under the influence of the devil, whatever the devil is, if it's drinking or drugs or sex or serial dating, whatever it is. Could even be video games, really. These people, they do have the power to get themselves out of from under him. They just choose not to. You know what I mean? It's the whole, the devil made me do it. Well, actually, no, it's, you're choosing to put yourself there kind of situation. So hence the, why it's generally about addiction, temptation, that kind of thing. It could be just somebody abusive that you're walking away from. It could have been that this was the last straw, because that would definitely make sense with the Ten of Swords. It could be you ending this kind of relationship where this person was mistreating you, and that's come to an end now because maybe this was just the last straw, so to speak, the last straw that broke the camel's back, and you're finally deciding to end this toxic relationship. And then we've got the Queen of Cups here. So, I mean, the Queen of Cups, she's, the queen of emotions. So she's very emotionally intelligent. She's also very intuitive. She's also highly emotionally intuitive as well as spiritually intuitive. She's very nurturing. She makes an excellent confidant. She's very forgiving, understanding, and all those wonderfully great, emotionally balanced beings. But again, she's also the Queen of Cups. Cups are her suit. So it could be that it could be some drinking that you've been dealing with because you've got the temptation to drink. Especially if you find yourself in an emotional state. Because the Queen of Cups, although she's wonderfully emotionally balanced and all those great things and is emotionally intelligent, when we're seeing the best of her, when we're seeing the not so great side of her, we're kind of turning into the, maybe messy, emotional drunks, the type. So it could be that you are recently putting an end to a drinking problem that you've been having. Maybe, again, no judging at all. What heavy drinking is for you isn't the same for me. I'm not much of a big drinker myself, so for me, like, half a bottle of wine, that's a lot. Right? That's like, what, 2 glasses? And I'm sure some people are just like, 2 glasses, that's nothing. That's like dinner for me, right? So again, I'm not necessarily saying that it might have been ruin your life kind of alcohol, but maybe you found yourself drinking a little bit more due to what's going on with the global situation, with everything working out the way that it did. I'm sure many people did turn to the bottle to get a bit of escapism from what was going on. And it might not necessarily have been your drinking. This might have been a partner who, when they start drinking, gets quite irate and can become quite abusive with that. But I definitely see there is some kind of hurt due to some kind of mistreatment and abuse that may center around drinking that is coming to an end, or maybe you had that final fight where you're just like, it's over. This is the last straw. I'm walking away. Again, I don't feel like, I feel like this is something that happened quite recently and you've only just changed your mind about it and you've only just made up your mind. You might not have started the actual physical process of leaving quite as of yet, but at least emotionally, mentally at least, you've made the decision that it's time for you to check out either of the situation or get yourself some help if you need help, whether it's speaking to a friend who you trust, that you can open up to about what's going on. If it's a relationship where your partner's been abusive, if they're the ones who's struggling with addiction that's causing problems, or if it's yours, or maybe their addiction is causing you to want to drink as well too, so now it's causing, you to start picking up these bad habits. Whatever the case may be, you do have friends around you, and by all means, please do speak to them, reach out, because I do feel like, especially if you have any water sign friends, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, they might be able to help with that because this is definitely, they're really good with the emotional work. So, and plus this is the Queen of Cups is a water sign, the sign of the card of the water signs, But yeah, let's see, have a look at what else is there that the cards want to say. I mean, I am really sorry if this is what you're going through. I mean, again, it could be that, sorry, again, just because it's a general reading and I've got to kind of cover all my bases for all the different possibilities, what I'm seeing. It could be, as well, that maybe you might be tempted now that if it's a case where you have one relationship is over and you feel betrayed and backstabbed, you might be the one who's feeling tempted to start imbibing in alcohol. I mean, I can understand how it's not like we can really go out much. I mean, depending on where you are in the world and what the situation is like in your city or town or where you are now, it's not like the clubs are really particularly open. So, I mean, a lot of the times now we just gotta kind of make do by ourselves. So it could be that, you, I don't know, might be tempted to kind of just start drinking on your own to kind of deal with your sadness. And I just, just be careful with that, okay? Because it's quite a slippery slope, especially if you are kind of predisposed to falling into that kind of, tempting behavior, right? So, next card that has come out is the Two of Wands. This is a good thing. This is good because I see it's like with the two here, the Two of Wands, I'm getting close so you can see, this person has literally the world in his hands, right? So he's definitely in a situation now where he is planning something, strategizing. You can imagine as if the globe in his hand be like a map. So, and plus he's kind of dressed in like kind of soldier's gear. So it's like, mapping out what he's going to do next, mapping out the next move, where to go from here, how to move forward. So it's kind of a card of planning and strategizing our next move, because as you can see in the background as well, he's got the seas out behind him. So, coupled with the globe, it's kind of like the world is my oyster. What am I going to do next, And again, the wands are symbols of inspiration, creativity, So definitely it's about coming up with new ideas as to how to move forward with life and where to go from here. Again, with the twos, it could indicate a choice, that you might have a choice between two things, two options. But again, I want to say that that's kind of an at minimum because, I'm sure that there is more than one option as to how to move forward with this. And, definitely it's good to see you coming up with ideas as how to move forward away from whatever it is that was causing you so much grief. Whoever it was that, caused you the sadness, whoever it was that stabbed you in the back, that betrayed you, whoever it was that hurt you, whether it was that toxic friendship, whether it was that toxic job. It's about kind of, remembering who you are, because you are a queen, right? You are presenting as a queen. Don't forget that, okay? So you do have the emotional strength, the Queen of Cups. You do have the emotional strength to be able to move on from this in a healthy way without having to hit the bottle, or at least not so hard. I mean, obviously, when you're in the thick of the hurt, it's, I'm not gonna say no, don't relax with a bottle of wine or anything. I'm not saying that. Obviously, do what helps you to relax, but it's just be careful that you don't slip into making it a habit, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to, it's about being able to heal yourself so that you can move on, and you don't want to get yourself stuck wallowing in this energy for too long, okay? So, and even as we look at it, these were kind of like, the energy that if you aren't going through it right now is kind of passing, because it's kind of like, if you want to look at it that way, like the past going into the future. So I definitely see you moving away from this energy and, finding a better, more balanced approach to moving forward from what you're going through. Okay? So with that, I am going to leave it here. Again, my apologies if you are going through this kind of painful ending. But it looks like it is for the best, especially if it means getting rid of someone or something toxic out of your life. Okay? So chin up and look to the future, guys, because the future is bright, especially when we get rid of, these not so wonderful people, things, whatever, in our lives, okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope it helps. Chin up. Things will get better. You absolutely will find a way to move forward. Okay, don't forget, you're a queen. You're a queen, girl. Although, again, not gender specific, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, all the very best, you guys. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.